Good morning, everybody, and welcome to your Monday, February 24th edition of Good Morning Vail. I'm your in-studio host, Julio Garcia, joining you this morning for a show packed with lots of information and lots of fun to start off your morning. Coming up on the show, we're going to be learning all about the Leadville ski joring race that is coming up here shortly. We're going to be in the kitchen making a Caesar salad waffle. And then we're going to be catching up with Chris Romer from the Vail Valley Partnership, who tells us all about their new marketing initiative. And then we're going to close off the show talking to an expert about COVID vaccines, updates, and all the things we should know. So if you're just starting out your morning, grab your cup of coffee, sit back, and enjoy as we kick off your Monday edition of Good Morning Vail, which starts right now.
This weather report is sponsored by Grand Hyatt Vail. Indulge in the bold flavors of Makoto at Grand Hyatt Vail. Make your reservations today.
Lens of the Day is brought to you by Eyepieces of Vail and Goggle Bar.
I love that jingle because I love getting to talk about ski stuff first thing in the morning to inspire you to get out there and have a great day on the mountain. Well, this morning we're going to talk about the Oakley Line Miner. Now, this is a great goggle because Oakley has a very unique prism system within their lenses, and what this does is allows one goggle to cover a broad spectrum of light. Now, as we take a look at this goggle, you can see that it's going to have that rose-based tint starting in that goggle lens. Then you're going to see those other colors come through. This is the Prism Argon Iridium, and so it's going to have that pink tint to start, which is going to help you see as that light gets a little bit flat, but then you can see those greens, those blues coming through, and that's going to allow you to see while the light is nice and sunny out there. So this is a great goggle. If you're someone who doesn't like to change your goggle lenses, just have one across the board that's going to kind of work in all conditions. It's going to be a little bit dark on those very cloudy, snowy days. This is also an OTG goggle. You can see that cutout right there, allowing your glasses arms to fit into this goggle. Now, if you're someone who doesn't like to ski or snowboard with your glasses, well, then we recommend you go over to see our friends at Eyepieces of Vail, as they've got some great inserts that you can put inside the goggle, and that way you can always see, so you can always ski or ride. Now, we want to thank Eyepieces of Vail for bringing you this Lens of the Day report. If you're making your way out there to enjoy the mountain, make sure that you can see perfectly, that way you can ski perfectly, and to do so, go see our friends at Eyepieces. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show. Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
coming at you from around the world. The biggest names in sports, entertainment, and business.
Here we go.
Yeah, there's no way.
Exclusive access and one-on-one conversations.
Yeah, you guys really did some deep research.
I don't think we should give him any more information.
In depth with Graham Bensinger.
I'm Jason Kennedy, and this is The Wager. Let's go, Wes! We've all heard about this pickleball craze. Celebrities are playing pickleball matches all the time, and they're challenging each other to these ridiculous bets. Now I'm bringing the cameras to their house with new celebrities and a new bet every week. Hell of a rally there. It's just real, genuine conversation.
I got invited to Usher's birthday party. What am I doing here?
And some pretty crazy antics.
You know TV8 Vail has great local content, but did you know about our production services? Hire an expert to develop your website reel, commercials, live stream events, studio production, and more. If you can dream it, we can help you do it. TV8 delivers high-quality content in both English and Spanish. Contact us today to discuss your next project. Email Danielle at tv8vail.com or call 970-628-9881.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. We are starting off this morning learning all about the Leadville ski joring race that is coming up here shortly, learning a little bit about the history and all about this exciting event. So let's take a look.
We've all heard of the ski joring up in Leadville, but it has some rich history, and I'm joined by Talis, who's going to give us some more information. Good morning, Talis.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good myself.
Are you up in Leadville? Is it a little chilly this morning?
I'm actually not up in Leadville. I'm down in Boulder right now for school, but it is even a little chilly down here.
But you know, that's nice, but we're getting snow up here, so we're going to get ready for that ski joring. For people who don't know what ski joring is, can you give us some details?
For sure. So ski joring, the best way I can explain it is this mix between Western and skiing that we all know, brought together to be the wildest West sport that you could have ever imagined. Sorry. So what it is we shut down all of Harrison Avenue in Leadville, which is our main street. Fill it with snow, put a little jumps, put a few gates, put some rings that competitors actually compete on. And it's a horse flying down Main Street about 15 seconds with a skier in tow, and it is a spectacle just to see.
I can only imagine, not only is it brave for the skiers, but also those horses are in a loud environment because of the cheering, and they're towing someone who is literally just flying right behind them. Now, what's the history of ski joring?
So ski joring, the first Leadville ski joring started in 1949. So this year will actually be our 77th annual year. So it's been going around for some time. The founders of Leadville ski joring originally saw it what they thought to be Leadville ski joring in a steamboat, and then they brought it back to Leadville, did a little tweaks out on a ranch, and now we have what we know of Leadville ski joring.
Oh my gosh. So it has evolved quite a bit over the years. What did it start like all of those years ago?
So all of those years ago, it actually started out not on Harrison Avenue itself, but off on some of the side streets of Leadville. And it wasn't this big event that you see today. I would say definitely within the past 10, 15 years, the sport has grown immensely. Even within the past since COVID, the sport has grown immensely. We have other events around the country that aren't by us, but are friends and family, you could say. And so it's just grown a lot over these years.
And as people are getting excited for the event to come, what should spectators and competitors expect this year?
For sure. So our event is always 100% free for spectators. We want you to get out. We want you to come up to Leadville, see what the town is like, see the different stores, restaurants, and really just experience the town itself. So it's completely free for spectators. It does fill up fairly quickly, even though we have it across about 5, 6 blocks. It will get packed in there. So events start around 12, both Saturday and Sunday. And then for competitors, the most information that you can find is going to be on our website. But there, even if it's your first time, there's the snowmobile class to really get you involved in trying the sport if you're interested.
Now, how long have you been involved with ski joring and what got you started?
So this will actually be my 5th year as the marketing, media, and PR coordinator. I took the position over from my sister when I was in high school. And so now as I'm going on to college and studying, I'm still involved in this because it's very much the path that I want to follow. But my dad has been doing this for over 50 years. There's this great little photo of me somewhere online in a backpack with my mom walking me around during ski touring. And so this has been a very rooted event for my family. And so it's very nice to be a part of it and continuing this tradition in Leadville.
So have you ever participated? Have you ever been on the horse or been the skier?
When I was a kid, I ski behind a snowmobile very slowly, which we do have kids events on Saturday afternoon. But I haven't actually participated as a skier behind a horse or as the rider. This year might be the first. We'll see. We'll see how that goes.
And if people are interested in doing either of them, what's the process like to become one of the riders or to become one of the skiers?
Of course. So the process is pretty simple. Every night, so the night before events, we will have registration. So Friday night is our first registration, and you can register for both days on that day. But Friday night is going to be the main registration, and then there's another registration Saturday night. So let me so for the open and sport class, which will be behind a horse, you do have to find your team. So what that means is you do have to find a rider, a horse, and a skier. You can't just come as a skier and then find a like sign up as a skier and then we put you with a horse. No, you will have to come as a team, and that includes in the sport division as well. If for whatever reason you come as a skier and you're like, hey, I'm looking for something, very occasionally you can find a horse, like a rider that's looking for a skier, very occasionally. But then there is the snowmobile division, which is kind of that place to learn, mess around, start for your first time. You get pulled behind a snowmobile, you still have the chance to win some money, and great way to start your first time and just have a little bit of fun on the course.
Which I think is really great for people who are just learning about ski joring. Maybe we've got some new community members. If people are interested in getting more information, where can they go?
For sure. The best place to find more information is going to be on our website at leadvilleskijoring.com. And then you can also check us out on Facebook and Instagram, which will all be filled with information to get you set up correctly for the event, which is a little over 2 weeks from now.
Talis, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us, giving us all this great information, and thank you for all the hard work that you put into the Leadville ski drawing to keep the tradition alive.
Of course, thank you very much for having me.
Make sure that you mark your calendars. That way you can go participate in all of the fun, because it is a great spectator event, and it's just a ton of fun to watch these athletes, not only the horses, the riders, but the skiers, all collaborate together as a great team. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show, so don't go anywhere.
Good morning, Vail.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
This show looks at anything that has an engine and a story told by the owners. This is a scooter. Have you had it the whole time?
I have not. It's actually the third time I've owned the car.
Sell, regret, sell, regret. To the actual prototype GT40, I got to sit in that car.
Oh, I gotta get me one of these, man.
We've got all the muscle, the speed, and the stories.
I got stage 4 cancer. A bunch of friends came together and decided that this thing needed to get done then. A lot of friends came together and made this thing happen.
Hey, if it has an engine and a story, you're going to hear about it on rides. Almost every vehicle, doesn't matter what walk of life you're from, there's some tie to your past.
Good morning, Vail.
We are back with more on Good Morning Vail. And up next, we're going to head into the kitchen where Kim is preparing a delicious Caesar waffle, a unique twist to the Caesar salad. So let's head to the kitchen to show you how it's done.
It's my favorite time in the show where I am in the kitchen trying out all kinds of new recipes and sharing my favorites. Now, you may have heard of chicken and waffles. I certainly have because I grew up in the South, but we're going to try something different. It's a viral TikTok recipe that I've seen, a chicken waffle Caesar salad. What in the world is that, you might ask? Well, I wondered the same thing, so we're giving it a shot. We already started working on our waffles, so we're gonna make it into a sandwich. So I'm making 2 mini waffles. It's about the size of an Eggo. I have one already going in the kitchen here. As you can see, it looks great. We've already kind of got it started, and I'll tell you all of the ingredients to put into our chicken waffle. We're just gonna set that over here. I've got Caesar salad mix. This is if you want an easy hack, or if you're feeling extra creative, you can make your own dressing, make your own Caesar salad, grab the romaine, roughly chop it. But we're gonna go, for the sake of ease, We've got the Caesar salad mix already prepared at the grocery store. I'm going to just set this right over here. Parmesan cheese. You can never have too much Parmesan cheese. Now, I know that Caesar salad kit probably already comes with its own Parmesan cheese, but you never know. We're going to always add more to it. You can even add it into the chicken mix if you want to, but we're going to stay fresh. And then bacon. We want the bacon. Give me all of the bacon. That saltiness, it's just great. Now, to make our waffle, we've got about 1 cup and a quarter cup of shredded chicken. So you can buy it already pre-made. What we did is we took a rotisserie chicken and shredded it up, and then, or you can just cook yours at your own house, whether you are just baking some chicken and shredding it later, or you can buy it at the store. We've got 1 whole egg, plus paprika, we've got salt and garlic powder. So this is going to be a very simple recipe. We're going to go ahead and get started to make our chicken waffle batter. So I'm going to crack my egg. I like to make sure that I crack it on a hard surface away from my mixture, just so that I do not crack the shell into it. So I just cracked it on a flat surface. We're opening it up right there. Now I know the egg gets a little bit messy at times, but that's okay. You have paper towels and a towel to wipe your hands on, just like this, right? So we threw our egg in there, and then we're going to take about a half a teaspoon of all of our spices. So we're going to do about a half a teaspoon of salt. And you know, if you're like me, most of the time you just wing it. But for measurement purposes and to make sure that I am sharing my secrets with you all, just going to put that salt right in there. I used pink Himalayan sea salt, but you can use really any salt that you want to. Now, paprika, you want to make sure that you do just about 1/2 of a teaspoon of the paprika. Just dump it in there. Now you want to be careful to get regular paprika. If you have smoked paprika, that's fine. It just gives a little bit of a different flavor palette than what you would probably be used to in a traditional chicken Caesar salad. And then we've got a half a teaspoon of the garlic powder. In my opinion, you can never go wrong with too much garlic powder. Once we've done all of that with all of our spices, we're just going to take my fork, my handy dandy fork right here, just mix it all up. Make sure that you're breaking in that egg yolk. You're just going to mix it all together. And what I love about this recipe is that the paprika gives the waffle a nice, like crisp, like orangey golden hue. So it also adds that to the chicken. Now, egg, you may wonder, you know, the chicken's already cooked. Why are we cooking it again? The egg is a really great binding agent for all things. So we could try to shred the chicken and put it on the waffle maker. It's not going to stick together. That's why we've got the egg here. And the more shredded it is, the easier it is to manipulate. But we've got a rough shred here from the rotisserie chicken, straight from the grocery store. So this is about the extent of the cooking you're going to do on this recipe. You can make your own bacon. We made our own bacon here, but you can also, another easy hack, just buy the bacon bits that are already made in the salad section at your local grocery store. So it's looking good. Everything is coated. We've got our garlic powder, our salt, the paprika, the egg, all binded around our chicken. And now we've had our little handy dandy waffle maker. I like to name him Bob. Bob has been heating up. He is ready to go. He is ready for us to grace him with our chicken presence. We're going to go ahead and get started there. So Bob is nice and hot. You want to make sure it's hot before you put this chicken mixture on it. And then I'm just going to take as much as I can. You know, you're going to smush it down a bit, so feel free to put as much chicken on it as you want to. If you are a macro counter, or are kind of tracking what you eat on a daily basis, this is approximately 150 grams of shredded chicken. So that definitely helps if you're tracking those calories and those macros. This should give you about 2 waffles here. So we're gonna go ahead and get one started, and then I'll start working on that sandwich layer. Now be careful when you are shredding your chicken. You want to make sure you don't get any bones. We did get a little piece of a bone there from that rotisserie chicken, and it's not going to be very delicious if you were to bite into that. I'm just going to layer that up. You can make it nice and pretty if you want to. You can already hear the sizzling of the egg and the chicken on our waffle maker. You know, it's time we start using things differently than their original intended purpose. You know, waffles can be used in any form or capacity. And I don't know about you, but I am constantly searching the internet for low-carb versions of things that I love. Well, This isn't necessarily what I would have anticipated to replace a traditional waffle, but I can tell you it's looking pretty good to me. So once our waffle is cooking, we're just going to let it get nice and crisp. And as you can see on this one, it's a nice and crisp golden outside. The orange color comes from that paprika that we've added into it. So what we're going to do here, we can do open face sandwiches, or if you want to, you can just smash it together and turn it into a waffle sandwich, which is obviously very delicious. We've got our chicken going. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually take some of our bacon and we're just going to do a rough chop of it and dice it up. Now you want to get it as crispy as possible, and it's okay if it's not. It's just not going to give that same extra crunch that you might be looking for. We are avoiding the croutons in this recipe, and that's what the bacon typically would give that crunch in a normal Caesar salad. If you really want to be low carb, you can do like a turkey bacon. You can eliminate the bacon. You can look for a low calorie version of the Caesar salad or the Caesar dressing as well. And that really just helps kind of keep it very high protein, low carb, low sugar, and delicious. You know, Parmesan is one of my favorites. I can hear the waffle maker sizzling. You know it's working. You know it is crisping up. It's going to be delicious. I don't know. I also, I'm a big bacon girl, so I love that this recipe calls for that extra salt. And you know, if you are using regular bacon, because there is that saltiness in the bacon, you may want to go a little bit less in the salt in the chicken mixture. It's really up to you what kind of flavor profile you're looking for. Personally, I don't mind having salt, especially, you know, here in the mountains. There is a lot of hiking. You're sweating. You're not drinking enough water. You need those electrolytes to really fuel your body as you're continuing through the process. So chicken's sounding good, it's looking good. I'm just doing a little rough chop of this bacon here. You can chop it up a little bit more if you want to, but as you can see, I'm just going straight for these little, I'm just cutting it horizontally. I'll probably do a quick little rough chop, but it doesn't need to be very small. You just kind of chop it up just like that. Looking great. And then as always, you can always rip it up. Again, the crispier your bacon is, the easier it will be to cut it. As you can see, the bacon's looking great. So we're just going to put this chopped bacon back on the plate. While we do that, I'm going to taste some of this bacon. Tastes like delicious, salty, and sweetness. Reminds me of breakfast. Now, we're looking at our chicken or waffle here. You can see it's crisping up a little bit, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to push down on this just to make sure that it's getting every single aspect and all the outer edges of this chicken waffle that we're making. You can hear the sizzling, so you know it's working. Now, here's a fun trick. I like things that are easy, that are in better bite sizes. So when I've got my bag of lettuce here and my Caesar salad mix. Now, it's a rough chop, just like this. You can kind of see the pieces are a little bit bigger. I personally am probably going to go ahead and dice it up a little bit further, just so that we can really make sure that when you're biting into it, you're not losing the whole salad out of your mouth like it typically happens when the lettuce pieces are too big. So we've got our diced bacon just like this. We've got all of the fixings of our salad kit here. Just going to put it straight on our platform. Yes, we've already diced up the bacon, but you're adding the bacon into it anyways. So we're just going to go ahead and pull out the lettuce, listening to that chicken waffle cook. Now I'm going to just do a rough chop. I'm not going to chop it up a ton because it's already pretty ripped up. As you can see, we're just going to gather it together and just do a quick. And you really want to make sure that you have a nice sharp knife if possible. Usually knife injuries happen in the kitchen when your knife is dull, and so you want to make sure that it's always sharp as possible. Looking good. We're just going to do a little bit more of a rough chop here, just like this. I love the smell of crisp lettuce, like the bottom parts of the romaine or like an iceberg lettuce. To me, that it just smells like summertime, ready for a cookout, ready to have a delicious Caesar salad or what have you. And I can smell the freshness and the aroma of this lettuce. It smells just like hydration and nutrition and outside, and it just, I'm dreaming. It's going to be great. All right, so we've got our lettuce roughly chopped. This one's looking good. We're going to leave it for another minute or two, just a little bit longer, to cut those outside edges. Now what we're going to do is assemble the sandwich. We've got our first part. You can make it an open face sandwich if you want to, but we're going to take that rough chopped lettuce, just put a little bit on it here, just like that. Now, if you have a big old waffle maker, that's always good, but I like these little mini bite sizes because it just reminds me of like Lego my Eggo as I was growing up as a kid. Now, we've got all of our dressing fixings here. Again, you can buy it all separately, or you can get it into your Caesar salad bag mix. I'm going to open it up, make sure it doesn't go flying everywhere. It comes with its own salt and pepper packets. We may use that, but we've already put some salt and pepper into it. And then you're going to just take some scissors, and we're going to do a light drizzle of the Caesar dressing. So I'm just going to take my scissors, and you can rip it. Usually there's like a little spot to rip it, but I like to just take just a tiny bit off the corner so that I can control the drizzle and make sure that it's going exactly where I want it to go. All right, we've got that here. We're going to drizzle the dressing over it just like that. It's okay if it gets a little bit messy, because messy is good. To me, a sandwich is supposed to be messy. You take a big juicy bite into it and it's going to be delicious. We'll put a little bit of our bacon on top of it. So again, if you're like, well, what about the protein? The protein is the waffle. We already made the chicken. We are golden there. A little bit of that protein there. And then I like freshly grated Parmesan. Now I know that this salad dressing mix comes with it, but I prefer to get one separately no matter what. We're going to go ahead and put some of this freshly grated Parmesan on here. Just like that. Now, if you wanted to be fancy, you could always layer the Parmesan into the chicken mix as you're making the waffle. All right, we're just gonna sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. Looking good, and hope that our next waffle is ready for us to bite into. It's looking pretty darn good. I think we're gonna go ahead and take it out. Now, it looks great to me. As you can see, there's your open face sandwich if you wanted to leave it just like that. We'll put this dressing just right here. I'm going to go ahead and grab a fresh, clean fork, because our other fork already has all of the egg mixture all over it, so we don't want to use that. Fresh, clean fork to pull this waffle out of the mix. Oh, I can see the steam coming off it. It looks great. We're just going to pop this on the top just like that. I'm going to flip it over because I'm going to cut it. This is going to be the fun part. We're going to watch me bite into this live on air. We'll see how that turns out. Oh, it looks great. I can hear the crunch of the lettuce when I cut it. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to bite into it. As you can see, pure protein, no carbs, a delicious Caesar salad chicken sandwich. We've got the chicken waffle, the bacon, the Parmesan, the Caesar dressing, and the lettuce. I have to say, I took too big of a bite for the television, but TikTok, I think you're onto something. Can't wait to try more of these fun recipes with you here in the kitchen.
Good morning, Vail.
Hello, my name is Jeffrey Morgan. I'm with Ron Byrne & Associates. And today, I'd like to welcome you to Mine House and Mi Casa, a premier bed and breakfast right here at the base of Beaver Creek Mountain. Let's go inside.
This property is currently being run as a bed and breakfast with 20 bedrooms, all with ensuite bathrooms. Right now we are standing in Mi Casa, and next door we also have Mine House. A wonderful opportunity to own a turnkey hospitality business, but it's also an opportunity to own it as a private residence. It can be sold all as one or in individual pieces, however you choose.
So now that we've had a chance to show you these two amazing properties, Mi Casa and Mine House,
we would love the opportunity to show you in person. Give us a call.
The season starts when Nate Dogg, Trailer Tom, and friends have started the season in front of you.
There it is, the white ribbon of living.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And on that very first chair, two very familiar faces who've been in line for 2 days.
My name is Nate Dogg, N-A-T-E, D-O-G-G-G-G.
My name is Trailer Tom.
Nate Nadler and Tom Miller live nearby.
I feared nothing but not getting first chair.
Second chair nightmare.
Yeah, second chair nightmare.
My goal is to continue to fight for this first chair as long as I'm physically able. first chair coming at us one more year.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, we see one couple fall in love with a waterfront fixer-upper.
It sort of wrapped its arms around us and said, you want me, and we did.
And watch as another battles over the budget.
We're trying to look through and see where we can trim at this point.
Are you looking to trim it, Ginger?
No.
No.
Construction pros show us the right way to renovate.
Well, we had to do a roof over. We had to hand build a lot of the trusses.
As we're putting the thin set down, the self-leveler has a little clip that clips up underneath the edge of the tile.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. TheyDidWhat.org is the Vail Valley Partnership's newest marketing initiative to teach us all how to recreate properly here in the area. And Chris Romer was in the studio telling us all about it. Let's take a look.
There's a lot of noise in this world, but lucky for us here in Eagle County, we have the Vail Valley Partnership to be a leading force. And joining us now on the couch is Chris Romer with the VVP, and we're talking destination stewardship today. Chris, how are we doing?
I'm doing great, Ross. How are you?
Doing great. So, destination stewardship, we're having some fun with this thing, but give us a little bit of a background on what it is.
Yeah, we are having some fun, and we'll explore that and exactly what that means in the context. But when we talk about destination stewardship, what we're really talking about is taking care of this place, how we take care of the environment, how we take care of our wildlife, how we respect nature and the majesty that surrounds us, from our trails to our wildlife, to the natural environment and our water and all of the things that we want and need our visitors, our second homeowners, our locals to know and to understand. So we're taking a fun approach to the idea of destination stewardship. I think part of what we've looked at and thought about is that there's a lot of, as you said, noise, but there's a lot of different messages out there from a lot of different partners, and it's all really important. Oftentimes it feels a little preachy, right? You need to do this, you need to do that. So we're taking a little bit of a different angle on it.
Good, good. I think that should resonate with people, and it is an important topic here in our community, right? Because we are all about the outdoors and our natural resources and our wildlife. So kind of a really good thing to do here. I was mentioning we got to be doing kind of okay in this kind of field, right? But you mentioned we got some work to do.
Yeah, we are doing okay, and we're probably doing better than okay. You know, we have communities and organizations like the Climate Action Collaborative, the Town of Vail with their stewardship efforts, and the Mountain Ideal program, and the composting and the recycling. There are a lot of really great programs happening in Eagle County, and our goal is to provide tools and resources and information for those different partners. Walking Mountain Science, there's so many people doing great work in this field, but also be able to elevate and be able to speak to guests and second homeowners and visitors in our short-term rental units and everything else in a way that they might not see otherwise.
Definitely, yeah. People come from all over the world, and it's important to let them know how we operate right here and how we expect things to go. What is some of the action items here. What do we want people to do? How do we want people to get involved? Keep your eyes peeled, but what do people do to join us?
That's exactly right. So we just launched our new stewardship website. It's called theydidwhat.org. Theydidwhat.org. And within that website will be tips for visitors. There will be information on the different resources that are available. There's a full business toolkit that allows local businesses to leverage the materials, to have social media content, to have information for their guests, for their owners, for whoever else they want to communicate with. So online bugs, links to the Forest Service and Bureau of Land Management, and all the different components within this destination stewardship toolkit that give people the opportunity to spread the word. For our visitors, there's a pledge. They can take a pledge. They'll get a little graphic afterwards that they can share on their social media. And as you saw on the screen there we have a variety of different cast of characters, right? We have a cast of characters from raccoons to elk to bear, all around the idea of promoting responsible stewardship and trail closures and the impact that humans have on the environment, on our wildlife, to help people be what I think that they already want to be, which is responsible visitors. So we're trying to be that impetus, stand out from the noise, give our local business community, regardless of what sector you're in, retailers can have a point of sale with a little character. Restaurants can have something in their check bill. Certainly lodging properties and on their website and in their email communications. There's an entire toolkit for people to utilize this messaging platform in the way that makes the most sense to them. That can all be found at theydidwhat.org. And you can see all the different information on what to bring, on why it matters, on just the responsible nature of how to get around in Eagle County, taking the bus and taking the bikes, the shift bikes that exist in the summer. There's a lot in this arena, right? And we're trying to make it accessible and a little bit cheeky and a little bit fun.
Yeah, what I noticed on that website was not to peer pressure you, but everyone's doing it. I think that's a great little line there.
Yeah, there's a great balance between the public shaming and with the responsible hunting, responsible fishing, responsible trail usage, and positive reinforcement, right? We didn't want it to be preachy. We also didn't want it to be kumbaya. We wanted that balance of positive reinforcement and really, what are you thinking? And that's the idea of they did what? They did what ? They did what.org is really pushing the idea that these characters, these animals, are saying, like, humans did what?
Gotcha.
They used that trail when it was a closure and it's elk calving season. Gotcha. They did what? Irresponsible fishing, whatever the case might be. But also celebrating. They brought their own water bottle. They brought their own bags for the grocery store. So we're equal parts celebratory and educational.
That's amazing. I always wonder, like, I'd love to be a fly on the wall for some of these meetings. Where do you guys come up with these kind of like ideas?
Yeah, it's fun. We did full focus groups with a variety of different partners throughout the community, from public sector, private sector, nonprofit sector, federal government, local government, all the different stakeholders brought into the room. And we asked them the question, what are your biggest pain points? What do you want people to know? And we consolidated all of that and charged forward with the idea, as I said before, of really trying to push. We didn't want this to be a real safe campaign that may be blended in. We wanted it to be something that stood out, that businesses would want to use, right, that property owners would want to share with their guests, and really push. And that's where the cast of characters came from, to have a little bit of fun with these bear and elk and
I know we're kind of
animals,
running tight on time. You want to talk about some of these characters a little bit and kind of give a little bit of a
background? I think we talked about a little bit of this, Russ, but it's the idea of trail usage, responsible hunting, trail closures, bringing your bags, what to bring, how to prepare, just letting guests and second homeowners and others know what the ethos is of our Eagle County community, which is taking care of our people, which is taking care of our environment, which is just being a responsible steward of this land and the nature that surrounds us. I would encourage people to go to the website, theydidwhat.org, check out all the different characters. There's the toolkit that allows them to share it and share it with your guests so they can take that pledge and be an active participant in taking care of this place.
That's amazing. Chris, anything else I should ask you about this? Anything else people should know about destination stewardship?
Yeah, there's a lot to dive into there, so I think just go to the website and reach out to us with any questions.
Perfect. Destination stewardship led by the Vail Valley Partnership. It's a fun one. If you're a local business, consider getting involved. And even if you're a visitor, this is for all of us, right? This is for everyone to jump in, do your part. And it's not peer pressure, but everyone's doing it, right?
Everyone's doing it.
I love that. And we'll be back with the rest of the show next.
Good morning, Vail.
Discover the perfect blend of style and performance in your eyewear at Eyepieces. With convenient locations in Vail Village, Lions Head, Beaver Creek, Edwards, Basalt, and Snowmass, Eyepieces is the destination for luxury eyewear and high-performance optics. From iconic brands to the latest in sport frames and snow goggles, we have the eyewear to match your mountain lifestyle. Plus, we offer prescription lens services, including eye exams, custom lenses, and prescription goggles for your mountain adventures. Visit us today to experience the art of vision. Eyepieces, serving the Vail Valley's vision needs for over 40 years.
It's time for the best coverage of the top stories in sports. The Sports Wrap with Jason Page starts now.
How do you make Anthony Edwards the face of your franchise if you're the Minnesota Timberwolves? We'll get into that. And we say hello to our good friend Matt Verderam, who hangs out with us from SI.com. They're NFL insider, one of them. Is hanging out with us on the program today. Did you see Caitlin Clark last night? She put up a 40-burger, hits the game-winning three as time expires. Let's turn our attention to the Denver Broncos, one of the NFL's most dysfunctional situations.
The Sports Wrap with Jason Page.
TV8 Vail is expanding its distribution, and we want you to be the first to know. You can now find TV8 and our all-Spanish live stream Conecta en Vivo on Roku and Amazon Fire TV. Search the channel store for TV8 Vail and Conecta en Vivo on your device and add them to your list of favorite channels. And as always, you can continue to live stream on our website at tv8vail.com or find us on Spotify. At home or on the go, you'll never miss a minute of your favorite local programs on TV8.
Are you looking to spice up your career life? Well, then TV8 Vail is looking for some part-time hosts. There's no better way to start your morning than here with the TV8 and Good Morning Vail team. You can email your resumes to Danielle at tv8vail.com, and that way you can be part of the fun.
Each week on the Tech Show, you can look forward to the latest in technology and how you can use it too. We'll also chat with leading experts, and you'll find out if the latest gadget will take my money or not. Don't miss the Tech Show. Tech your local listings.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. As we continue the morning, we're catching up with an expert on COVID vaccines to give us important updates on how often we should be getting these vaccines, why it's important, and how to stay healthy. Let's take a look.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Wednesday morning. Good Morning Vail on TV8. I'm your host, Liz. We have a very special guest via Zoom right now. I have Dr. Donald Middleton, the professor of family medicine. Now, a lot of us have the ick, we have the sick, we have things that have been lingering, and the congestion, and so many other things. So, according to what I've been reading, Dr. Donald Middleton, is there is a quademic going on. Can you explain what that is?
Yes, Liz, this is basically the fact that 4 viruses seem to be circulating at the same time. 3 of them are respiratory viruses. That means they get transmitted through coughing and runny noses and so on. And those 3 are COVID, which never really went away. It just reduced in incidence. Respiratory syncytial virus, RSV, and influenza. And then the 4th virus that makes up the quadridemic is norovirus, which is a gastrointestinal virus that shows up periodically in the U.S.
Well, that just sounds like a picnic for everybody. It's been really
Yeah,
nuts
something
here.
for everybody.
Everybody's been super sick, and I know that you mentioned the lungs and everything like that. Now, I mean, you did say COVID is still present. I mean, I almost feel like we call it the common COVID anymore because it just seems to be part of our lives, and we all have to take care of ourselves. But we want to protect ourselves this winter. What are some great tips?
All right. So first off, you should wash your hands after you touch anybody, particularly individuals that are sick. Secondly, if you're going to be in a crowd, like when you go to the grocery store or something, if you're afraid people around you are coughing, you ought to get back to wearing a mask. In fact, at UPMC, we have mandated that individuals, all of our staff, wear masks once again to try to stop transmission of these viruses. And thirdly, you need to be vaccinated. The vaccines for influenza and for COVID are given to everybody age 6 months of age and older. If you are 65 years of age and older, you need to get a second COVID vaccine. And the COVID changes so much that prior vaccines don't matter. The only one that matters is COVID 2024, 2025 variant. And that's the one that you need to get a second dose of. So if you had a dose in September, it's now February, it's time for you to get that second dose 6 months later.
So let me ask you something. A lot of people have COVID shot fatigue. A lot of people are like, I'm not doing that anymore. I know a lot of people have gotten sick. I happen to personally know somebody that got very sick off the shot. So what is your advice to people that are very on the fence at this point?
Yeah. All vaccines, everything you do has side effects. So you have to just be ready for that. And the side effects are generally not long lasting compared to COVID. Remember, if you're older, there's a high mortality rate associated with COVID. And last year, some 50,000 people died still in the United States from COVID. On top of that, there's a problem with long COVID, which affects about 10 to 20% of people who recover from the COVID infection, but they are left with confusion or disorientation or fatigue, or they just can't get by with their daily living activities. So the vaccines are what protect people against getting this severe disease. Now, sometimes you can still become infected even if you had a COVID vaccine or even if you had a flu vaccine.
Right.
But the infection is generally truncated.
Okay, and that makes perfect sense. So it's not going to be as drastic as if it was if you hadn't.
Exactly.
Do you have any advice for those of not me personally, but I do happen to know very many people that have that long COVID? Is it ever going to be a bright light for these people because they've been struggling since 2021 and they're still sick?
Yes, well, sadly, we don't have the answers for everybody yet, but a lot of investigation is ongoing to try to get the right kind of medical approach to get people over this, as you mentioned, sometimes extraordinarily long follow-up from having this disease. These viruses are not the same as having a cold. The 3 respiratory viruses are extraordinarily dangerous for people over the age of 65, and every year kill thousands of individuals. So I saw on the CBS Evening News the other day that 13,000 people have died from flu this year already, and we're just beginning to see the vast majority of cases.
Well, this is alarming, and we also want to take care of each other and ourselves. So thank you so much for being here. It's Dr. Donald Middleton, and you're the professor of family medicine, and we learned about the quademic. Can you give us any information so we can reach out and all be in the same page?
Right. So if you go to the CDC website and put in RSV or COVID, you'll get a lot of information that is aimed for the lay population. You don't have to, there's not a lot of scientific jargon on those websites. Moderna, for whom I am actually speaking, has its own website, which is excellent, and it is called foryouandthem.com. That's foryouandthem, all one phrase.com. And you can get some great information about COVID vaccine and the other vaccines that Moderna makes.
Well, I love that. There's people that are still skeptical. There's still people that are afraid and everything else like that. So thank you for bringing us a little comfort and some great information. And we all just hope to be happy and healthy for many years to come. You're very much appreciated for being here with me this morning.
Okay, well, thank you so much for having me.
And we are very grateful for having you too. So thank you very much. It's Dr. Donald Middleton, everybody. Let's take care of ourselves and each other, shall we? We'll be right back.
Good morning, Vail.
Ready to power up for summer? Whether you hike, bike, golf, or just want to feel great, get ready for summer with Mountain Recreation. Sign up for our Power Up for Summer promo and get 4 personal training sessions, a nutrition consultation, and exclusive recovery group access, all for $250 at the Gypsum Rec Center. Register by February 24th for March sessions or March 24th for April. Sign up at mountainrec.org or visit the Gypsum Rec Center front desk. Mountain Recreation. Active, healthy, together.
TVA Vail is proud to announce the Wacky Winter Reading Program. We're asking children of all ages, K and even the teenagers going up to 12th grade, read 10 books or 1,000 pages by April 30th, 2025. You can find all the details on our website, tva-vail.com. Thank you to our sponsor, the lovely Eagle Valley Library District, where you can go pick up your book and have a great time. Have a great winter from your friends at TVA Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
Thank you so much for tuning into your Monday edition of Good Morning Vail. Happy President's Day, everyone. I hope you're enjoying a nice, great ski day up on the slopes because it's going to be beautiful. There are so many wonderful offerings here in our community, whether you want a shrunk version of yourself or you want a book on the go. They're all taking place here. Of course, step into the kitchen with Kim and Ross and make some delicious sauce, but then step back into the kitchen with Kim and make some delicious stir fry. These are great recipes to have at home. We want to thank you again for tuning in each and every morning because we love getting to be here. Get out there and have a great day, everyone.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or